Renault India in August 2016 saw probably what it hasn't seen since its foray into India. A single car finally, which is a Kwid, sold over 10,000 units. We have with us the MD and CEO of Renault India, Mr. Sumit Sawhney, who we talk about Renault's current business in India and plans going forward. So the Kwid finally is kicking up after what we could call a slow start. Volumes are now coming up. What all plans do you have in terms of the Kwid in particular and in terms of other products going ahead, if you could brief us on that?
Sure. First of all, I just want to correct you. It was never a slow start. And when I was launching the car last year in September, it was clear that, we wanted to ramp up our volumes. And I had said that we are clearly going to hit a 10,000 mark. And as you know, after the launch, we first moved to 5,000 levels, then to 8,000 levels. And now for last 2 months, which is the month of August and also month of September, we have hit the 10,000 mark and we are consistently doing it. So I would say in Kwid is among the top 10 selling products in India. And I think, it is clearly one of the most successful vehicle, especially in one of the most competitive category, which is the mini cars in recent times. So it is clearly a reflection that customers have really liked the car. They are happy with our product. And going forward, we want to maintain this position of, on a continuous basis, keep on selling 10,000 plus units. And we can do this by growing our network. So we are very, strongly growing our network. When we started the year, which is in January, we were having 205 outlets. And when we will be closing on 31st of December, we will have 270 outlets. So 65 outlets would be added in just 12 months of time. So we want to make sure that we are giving our customers the best experience, the best product, and the best service.
Right, so fair enough. The Kwid, as you said, didn't have a slow start. I guess I'll buy that. But one of the challenges that Renault has faced over the years is a capacity constraint. Now that you're coming in the mass market segment, the compact hatchback segment, you're competing with cars that sell over 25,000 units a month. What is Renault doing in that sphere to, if I could say, expand capacity? Do you have any plans to maybe expand capacity by way of brownfield or greenfield expansion?
See, at this stage, we wanted to be future ready. So before we launched Kwid, we expanded our capacity from 4 lakh to 4.8 lakhs. So we are already, well positioned in terms of our capacity. Just a few months back, we introduced the third shift on one of our lines in the factory. So I think we are ready for the near-term future. And as and when required, we can always work on our capacity. So I don't think that's a challenge for us at all.
Capacity constraint isn't a challenge right now, you're saying. Another thing that I wanted to ask you about was the integration, the tie-up of Nissan, your partner with Mitsubishi. Nissan has acquired stake in Mitsubishi. Does Renault also have plans of integrating technology with Mitsubishi and Nissan? With Nissan, you're already doing that. Do you also plan to, have products jointly developed by Mitsubishi, yourself and Nissan going ahead? What sort of a product strategy can we expect?
See, at this stage, I won't go into specific product strategy, but one thing is clear, Renault and Nissan is an alliance. And obviously, the new entrant in this alliance is Mitsubishi. So I think clearly, our CEO has said that, there'll be opportunity for each of the brand to leverage, from each other. So we clearly see that happening in future. How, when, and what is something which we will leave it for the future to be decided.
One small question about products, if I could. While you've said it on record in the past also that during the festive season you are going to launch the AMT version of the Kwid, so I won't grill you on that. Here I would talk about another product that hasn't been the date of which hasn't been confirmed by you, which is the Captor. If you could give us a ballpark idea on when the Captor is going to debut in India and what price band is it going to hit, what segments is it going to play in, and could we expect a launch before March?
So first thing, we haven't confirmed this launch. And, I can't go out today and start sharing my product strategy with you. So what I can say is clearly the next product which is coming from our side, not in months but in few weeks, is the Kwid AMT. And then I have already made an announcement that every year, starting 2017, every year Renault will be bringing one new product in this country. So I would leave it here, and at the appropriate time, we will share more about our product strategy.
A question, if I were to put about the larger scenario with respect to government policies and government support coming in. The RBI recently reduced the interest rate by another 25 basis points. While it's only 25 basis points, do you see it auguring well for the auto industry? What sort of a positive do you see that having for car sales going ahead? Is it going to be a boost, especially with the festive season also going on simultaneously?
See, if you see hygiene of our business, hygiene is very simple. Macroeconomic criteria or factors should be positive. So if we see on that front, inflation, interest rates, definitely it helps our business. Now on top of it, what is more important, and especially for Indian automotive industry, is also sentiments, because our industry is also very sentiment driven. So macroeconomic indicators are very positive. When we see specific events, then clearly we have seventh pay commission, which is going to bring more liquidity in the system. Then we have GST, which is coming up, which will bring a lot of ease of doing business. And I'm sure that all this put together with a strong economic growth, what we are looking forward, which is between 7 and 8%, will definitely help automotive sector. There's no doubt about it. Now, what is also required, maybe as a catalyst, after especially this good monsoon, which is going to help further rejuvenate the rural demand, because what we saw in last 2 years, the rural demand was slightly stressed. So that will rejuvenate the rural demand, and along with all these other factors, clearly we see positive things happening, not only limited to automotive industry, but to a lot of industries, and especially since this morning we have been listening to a lot of delegates in this forum talking about infrastructure development. So a lot of investment is going on that. So I think all put together, we are seeing some good times ahead.
Good times ahead, sure, sir. But one last question, I will put it in. I was thinking whether or not to, but I'll have to ask you a question on margins, on market share. Beg your pardon. What is Renault's aim in terms of market share now? Now that the growth is coming in a very big way, where do you see Renault's market share being, say, by the end of this year? And also, if you could give us a 2017 aim, if you have one.
So I think my aim, I had made an announcement in 2014. Clearly going out at that point of time, we were very young player. You should keep in mind Renault is just 4-year-old in this country. So at that point of time, I had said that we want to achieve by end of 2017 5% market share. Which is not a small market share. So if I talk about this year, which is year 2016, from January to September, we are already at 4.5% market share. So clearly, we are looking forward in by end of this year or early next year to cross 5% market share. And I think I clearly would be looking forward to 5% market share achievement in 2017. That's a clear goal. And then what is more important is not to look forward immediately to the next level, because the market will also grow, is to sustain the market share. I think that's very important. So at this point of time, if you will ask me, I will be looking forward to 5% plus market share for Renault on a sustained level for immediate future.
Right, so 5% for a sustained immediate future. I think we'll keep it at that. Thank you so much for speaking to BloombergQuint.
Pleasure.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much, sir.